Hey, YouTube. Hey, happy Saturday. Is y'all here? Happy birthday, Kelly Love. Kelly Love's having a birthday party over there. Hi, Princess. Kelly Love's having a birthday party today. Right, go over and check her out. Say hello. Wish you a happy birthday. All right, people, we're here. We're here. So, as the streets calm down now, apparently there was a whole lot of talk going on yesterday. Now, I have been doing this thing long enough to know I am not getting in between or constant or opinions about the arguments between James Caldwell and Sean Bradley. I will not be a part of the after effect. Right? So we're going to limit our conversation about that. But at the same time, we have to acknowledge what goes on here, right? We talk about everything else. How are we going to not talk about that? I'm going to focus in on one part that I really, really affects me. Why are people still acting like being HIV positive is the ultimate insult? It is the worst thing in the world. It is something to be mocked, laughed about. I don't know why somebody saying that James Caldwell had AIDS would be the worst thing. I mean, is this depressing news? This is the hidden secret? Shouldn't be that at this point, people. We are all on lockdown right this moment because of a virus that could kill us in a few months. Right? Cancer, kill you, take you out in a year, 6 months sometimes. But it's still the HIV is the one that they want to use as a weapon. Now, I've been HIV positive for, actually, it's 34 years. I just did the calculation. I got positive in 1986. So why is it still the worst thing you can say to somebody is that they have HIV or AIDS? Don't you people know this is the height of homophobia? Do you people realize that the way this disease was handled as opposed to the way the one was anybody locked down because of HIV? How long did it take the government to even respond to HIV? It was a scourge on the gay community. So I don't know why people are still acting like that's the worst thing, because I could walk out this damn door and be dead in a year from coronavirus. Right? 34 years with HIV. People don't talk about people. Oh, you got diabetes. Oh, she got diabetes, girl. No, don't do that. What about black people? Girl, she got the sickle cell anemia. You got the sickle cell? Never happened. No disease. It's got to be HIV. And it saddens me when gay people want to use this against each other. Don't you realize that you're gay? Don't you realize that the world turned their back on you because of HIV? Shouldn't we be celebratory because of the way HIV is? Where is that right now? Oh, no. You got AIDS. Let me say this about the situation between those two. And I do know both of those guys. I'm not getting in their stuff. But James Caldwell, when he got diagnosed with cancer, this was right around the time I started YouTube. He did a whole video series about the experience of HIV. We watched him in the hospital being treated with chemo. We watched it. We watched him lose the weight. We watched his skin turn dark. He chronicled the whole experience. So I'm sure that if you go into his old videos, just go back a while, go back a couple of years, you will see that he chronicled his whole experience. There's no chance at all he didn't have cancer. Now, in my 34 years, I have yet to see anybody with HIV or AIDS treated with chemotherapy. It just doesn't happen. It's not cancer. They are different. Right? So one thing has nothing to do with the other thing. Correct? We're not going to sit up here and say that that boy was sick from AIDS. It bears no resemblance. Hey, people. I'm so rude. Excuse me. I ain't spoke to nobody, nothing. Let me see. But they still stigmatize HIV. Hey, people. Hey, Redbone and Nicole. Our moderators. Monica. I'm just doing random here. Stop. Miss Tracy. Miss Tracy, I've been avoiding this conversation with you, but it's one of the weapons in your arsenal. I think people don't understand why I put up, or I still, when I get angry with Miss Tracy, because she sometimes uses this as a weapon against her enemies, this HIV thing, particularly between, what's that boy's name? Chopper. The reason why I don't get involved in that or have an opinion about it or anything like that, because of the weapons that the other people use. You're in a knife fight. I mean, I'm going to go in there and take your knife away and give you a butter knife. I can't do it. So I try to stay out of people's business. It's hard to be on this thing and stay out of people's business, right? But being HIV positive is not the worst thing in the world. Ain't nobody dying. I am not. That was 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. Actually, it's 2 years ago exactly. I had cancer. My cancer had absolutely nothing to do with my HIV. They're two totally separate things. So when they went in my stomach and cut me open and took this cancer out, it didn't affect my HIV. I'm still HIV positive for 30 years. Right? So they're two separate things. The thing is, HIV is treatable now. What we need to do, especially gay people, you don't be using this as no example. And there are many, many, many of us who are HIV positive and who will not be public with it. And there's no reason to have to, unless you're about to stick it in. And there's no reason for you to be telling everybody that you're HIV positive. I choose to live that way just because, for me, it's like I survived a major thing. It's like I survived a war. So I'm very grateful to be on this side of it. So I don't have no problem talking about it. But when you stigmatize it, you act like it's still the worst thing in the world to be. No, that's just homophobia. Because HIV meant you were gay. People get sick in the church. Oh, he got the thing. It means he's gay. He's having sex. People have sex. But for some reason, this thing has more stigma attached to it than any other disease on the planet. I ain't never seen nobody got teased. Ooh, you got cancer. Ooh, she got cancer. Never see it. Anybody talking about, look at all these coronavirus cases. Anybody being teased because they have coronavirus? No. We have to destigmatize this thing. It ain't the worst thing in the world. And it doesn't just affect gay men. That is the biggest lie of all. At some point, maybe 5-6 years ago, when these download dudes and these bisexual people start giving this thing to women, specifically Black women, they were the highest numbers increase where Black women were being exposed to this thing. The stigma kept it where everybody was still trying to hide out. The stigma got these guys having sex with these women because they've been having sex with them. They go out and they're with a man, and then they're so stigmatized they can't come back and say, "Baby, we need to wear a rubber." They'd rather just infect her to keep the secret when it could have been avoided. So we need to get past happy birthday to Ketchup. I don't know why, boy. Some people you cannot cash app, because every time I try to cash app his channel, I can't do it. So not cash app, I mean super chat. I can't super chat his channel for some reason from this computer. I've tried it before now, so you have to use super chat. I think he has PayPal. But yes, I think Kelly Love is 40 years old. Hard to believe I could be Kelly Love's father. If he's 40, is he 40? Maybe he's older than that. I don't know. A lot of these guys on here. I guess that's why I get so bent out of shape about respect, because I feel like it should be a natural thing. But if you're out there dancing with wolves, anyway, people find something else to use against people. So I think that situation with those two is like a huge pimple on your face. Is mine gone yet? So ugly, big old pimple, but it's been sitting there for over a year, and looks like it finally exploded. Ironic that James would use the term explosion. It busted open, but that is totally between those two people. And one thing I've learned, people, be careful when you're choosing sides with people, because then they'll turn on your ass. And sometimes, occasionally, those people will mend their fences. And guess who's going to be the enemy then? All the things you said, all the hateful things you said. Redbone, hey Redbone. Yeah, so navigating this thing here is strange because nobody is sitting at home and just watching one person. I wouldn't hope. I mean, I would hope not. You're all watching all these different content creators, right? But the moment you take sides with one over the other, then those two start fighting. Now you're part of the enemy. You're part of the problem. So you can just be sitting home watching your YouTube, and you have accumulated all these enemies, and you don't even have anything to do with it. All you said was, I like that. I like James, or I like Sean, or whatever. You like somebody. Next thing you know, they done screenshot your comment that you like them. This thing can be pretty ugly. I guess we all suspected that thing between those two is bound to happen, and maybe an explosion is what it took, and maybe that will just be what it is. Maybe it won't turn into some horrible, nasty beef between the two of them. But we can't deny that was a friendship that people were paying attention to. It seemed like they were very, very tight. They were doing things together. And then all of a sudden it was gone. So I guess James feels like Sean wanted to take over the Vegas event as his personal baby, his personal event, and have the attention poured on him. So it's just a separation of their what do you call those things? Groups? I don't know. He wanted to make Vegas a club chat event, and maybe they didn't really iron it out at that time, but it sit there and it festered. That's all we're gonna say about that. Hey, people. What else is going on? Anything else going on? I mean, after yesterday, I kept saying, Timothy, you need to get online. You got to go on at least every other day if you're not going on every day, because people forget you. You know, you got to build your audience again. But I said, oh, I'm not touching them streets. Them streets too hot, honey. It burned the soles of my feet. I said, oh, can't touch it. Hey, can't touch that. No. How y'all doing? How y'all doing today? So I've decided that the reigning queen of late night talk is Miss Tracy. Because every time I wake up in the middle of the night to tinkle or something, they are on there. And people are staying up for it. So that's at least one of her niches. Hey, okay. Whitney, hey y'all. Yeah, people, stop this thing with this HIV thing. People need to be getting treated, that they need to be getting healthy, and you can be healthy. I don't have no fear at all of dying of AIDS. Now, 10 years ago, you couldn't say that. 10 years ago, you got diagnosed actually 20 years ago. Nope, it's not even true. There's been medication around for damn near 20 years now. So 30 years ago, you got HIV, it meant you were about to die. You had to start making your plans, making your arrangements. But it's not the reality anymore. There's no reason to use that as a battering ram to batter people over the head with. Encourage people to be healthy. I can go off on you and have boundaries. I can go off on you and have boundaries, honey. If a woman has just lost a baby, I can go off on that woman without mentioning the fact that she's lost a child. There should be some kind of boundaries, people. This stuff is so cutthroat. But I'm happy to say that I'm feeling much better these days after I've lightened the load, shall we say. I watched that video 100 times. No shade, all smiles. Which video you watched 100 times? Lord have mercy. Yep. Lord have mercy. People, don't nobody be jealous of nobody else. Just do your projects. Like the young lady who wrote the book. I mean, she just took it by the hand. She just took it by the reins and just ran with it and did her own thing. You can do the same. You can do the same. This is your life. This is your experience. You can write about it. You can write a play about it. You can do whatever you want to do. People come up with different channels all the time, different ideas. You know, be creative. I had no idea that thing was going to take off with the book gate. But at the same time, I think it's a good thing, right? That we at least are able to talk about it. James read for Phil. Okay. But you just got to be careful about taking sides with these people. And you can like both of them. You can like both of them. People are ashamed to say, if they're in one group, they'll say, oh, no, I'm club this, or I'm club that, I'm club this. No, you watch more than one person, I would think. And you can like the other person as well. You can just say, listen here. I'm not going to have anybody instructing me on who I should like, who I don't like. I'm a grown-ass man and or a woman. I'll decide who I like. I'll decide who I want to talk to. I'm not going to sit up here and explain why I talk to them. If they are funny and they make me laugh, I'm going to watch them. Why? Because I choose to, and I'm a grown-ass person. This is the thing, to get involved with these people too much, where you are exclusively this or you're exclusively that, and you have to lie. You got to pretend like this is the only person you watch. So this person's on every other day. Is that you saving all your love for them? It's silly. I'll watch that murder again on James. Well, hopefully this thing, it's come to a head and it's burst, and that's good. It's going to be it. Maybe I'm gonna shut my ass up. I just said I ain't gonna talk about it, so why am I talking about it? All right. You don't fight for your life, we will all have coronavirus soon. Not me. I'm sharpening my tools. Fight for your life with this coronavirus, honey. Yes, indeedy. Well, we're still inside here. We're still inside. We're holding on. Y'all holding on too? You see, there's no stigma attached to coronavirus. No stigma at all. It's just something because you touch somebody. People are just so upset that people got this other virus from having sex. It's like their sex life was so important to them. And they blamed it all on God. Look at the power of God. And then when God has done a miraculous thing and taken it off the face of the earth, or at least made it where it was manageable, he don't get no credit for that. God don't get no credit for nothing good. All God gets credit for is storms and whatever. Anything evil people can attach the name of God to. Somebody's being homophobic. Yeah, so just because people don't talk about it on here, people don't mean people are negative. It won't surprise me. A lot of these gay men are positive. And certainly a lot of according to the statistics, a lot of women are positive. They don't want to get over here and tell all their medical history and shit. It all comes back down to the doxing thing. Why are we trying to uncover what somebody's health records are? You people are young. You don't realize. But as you get older, I got more than one thing. I'm not coming over here telling all of my damn health issues so some fool could just go over there and throw it up in my face now. Now this is an issue. You don't have to do that. For some reason, that particular one still gets the attention. Oh my God, you had to do. What do you mean? Oh my God, you had to do. You better be worried more about cancer, honey. Cancer will eliminate that ass in a year. Who is this? Thank you, Cat Bus for Ants. Cat Bus for Ants. Cat Bus for Ants. Okay. Thank you. It's very generous. Happy Saturday. Love your commentary. That's nice. Thank you. Are you a guy or girl? I don't know. Y'all have unusual names. Thank you. I'm very grateful. Let me see what else is going on here. Miss, what's that girl at? Miss Natasha Milan. What is this tea with your girlfriend? Where is Milan at? What is going on with your girlfriend, Miss Cookie Tookie? That poor baby. Y'all got to pray for Miss Cookie Tookie. So I guess the new controversy is she done got into it with some woman and got jumped out of a moving car. She said because she could hardly even pronounce her words. Then they showed Miss Cookie Tookie out there on the street. I mean, it's pretty sad to watch that. I mean, I can identify with her frustration of trying to get clean and trying to get clean and trying to get clean and always end up in the same place. You know, that's got to be it's gonna have to be a spiritual thing, a spiritual awakening. Seek God, Cookie Tookie. She's just awful. I think she was in the car with the girl who had slapped the shit out of her last year, a few months ago. There's a simple way to help learn as much as you can about HIV/AIDS. Okay, another Nicole Reloaded. Another simple way to help learn as much as you can about HIV/AIDS, so you can have informed decisions with others who may be misinformed. That's right. Find out about it. I remember when I first got diagnosed, and I only got diagnosed because I was in jail, and people who were HIV positive were getting an extra lunch, extra piece of bologna, and I think a little tiny bag of children's chips. They were getting that. So I said, okay, I'll just test. Tricked my ass. That was back in 1986. But at that time, the cops wouldn't even touch us. So when I went on to prison, I advanced to prison next year. They had on suits and masks like Corona then, where they would not even touch us. Like they thought we were going to get HIV by touching us or breathing our air. And we went through the whole thing. So gay people especially don't need to be, that is part of our history. I mean, it went on for 30 years and it's still here. I haven't encountered people dying from HIV in a long time though. So you're more likely to die from drug addiction. And women can even have babies now. If they're HIV, they can do something to the sperm. HIV man and woman, maybe he's messed up somewhere. He brought it back home. They can still have children and be healthy. So all kind of advancements. So celebrate when something is good. Only reason I reacted to it, I said, oh, they're still acting like this is like the worst news. Baby, the worst news, that man could have died from cancer. You can't deny that's what it was. We saw it. He did videos in the chemo chair, watching the chemo come out of the damn bottle. So I don't know how people can confuse the fact that James had cancer and it survived cancer. Now that's huge. It's big. I got lucky. They were able to cut it out of me. So only reason I know I had cancer is because I was going to the hospital for this HIV stuff all the time. And they test everything. So if you have healthcare, use it. The early detection is the key for almost everything. Elle says, yeah, I don't like this at all. As someone who lost someone from cancer, that shit disgusted me. Right. It's a serious thing. It don't need to be in this. I mean, there's so much stuff to read each other about. There's so much stuff. But yeah, that stigma around HIV needs to stop. I had no problem saying I even went to college campus. UCF, where was it? San Francisco State. Talk to young people about HIV. I ain't ashamed. Shit. Hell no, I'm grateful. I ain't ashamed of nothing I do or did. Well, there might be a few things that happen in the bedroom. I think those things should stay in my bedroom. Excuse me. I don't know why people feel like they got to come over here and tell you all your most personal details, and they don't tell you shit. You don't know nothing about them, honey. How do you have to choose? You either in the bushes or a man section. Those pictures, I don't understand it. Inquisitive mind. Oh, inquisitive. I've never seen that word spelled out. Inquisitive mind. Why do you have to choose? You either in the bushes or on amen section. Okay. Yeah, I think there are a lot of people are in the bushes. We are all watching everything. I mean, there are people. If there's 1,000 people watching, those are not all the people who are in your amen section. You know, I don't like to choose. I never named myself club anything. I never named myself, with some name for a group of people. I think anybody want to watch, just watch. Give us bedroom. You ain't ready, Lincoln. You think you're ready, honey. No, nobody. I can't say I had my share. I've had my share of life's ups and downs, but faith's been kind to downs. They have been few. Oh, I guess you could say that I've been lucky. Oh, I guess you could say that it's all because of you. Nope. Bedroom is so far behind me. I guess this is all grace. I mean, living it now. I'm sick. I didn't think. I never even thought up to 62. Since we were living with that debt thing over our head for so many years, I assumed it had been over by now. But we are relatively healthy. As long as we stay in this apartment for now, I think we'll be okay. But coming through that cancer, man, that was much more deadly than HIV ever was. Much more of a threat. Uh-huh. Jaded Nerd. Hello, Jaded Nerd. I heard you had a few things to say this morning. But I can't speak on that because it involves dead people. Mm-hmm. I've been lucky if anyone could ever. See, that song will be in my heart now forever. I mean, for the rest of the day. My life story. For whatever reason, I wrote my own life story, and the person who will be singing would be God, because God is all through my story. You can't remove him. You can't remove God from my story. People say, oh, it's too religious. Oh, you said God. If anyone, you can't remove it. You remove God out of it, there's nothing there. It's just a junkie getting high. Junkie walking in the twilight. I'm a long, long way from home. I left home 3 days ago. You keep saying, kick it, quit it, Lord. But did you ever try to turn your sick soul inside out so that the world will watch you die? Who was that? It was it Nina Simone or was it the other lady? Let me see. Junkie walking in the twilight. I don't remember. It's either Nina Simone or Nancy. Was it Nancy Wilson? No. Anybody know who sang this song? Junkie walking in the twilight. The Gil. Wait a minute. Who is Gil? Gil sang that song? I don't remember. I just remember that line. You keep saying, kick it, quit it, Lord. But did you ever try to turn your sick soul inside out? Was that Gil Scott-Heron? I don't remember. I think Nina Simone did a dope song too. And I know James Brown did King Heroin. I don't really remember the words to that either. Let me see. Wait a minute. Bird lives, mothers, brothers in the baseball park, right next to the sign that says, please don't pee in our home. Okay, wait a minute. And looked up and saw that he was dead. Okay, they looked up and saw that he was dead and being lowered into the ground and couldn't utter a single sound. And his family and friends were standing around with their head hanging down, crying and carrying on because their beautiful son was gone. No, I'm not dead, his mind said. Don't bury me because I did nothing. And then he suddenly realized he OD'd. Oh, don't. Oh, don't. I remember that? Dark songs. Gil Scott-Heron sings it. Okay. All right. What was that one I just did? Was that The Last Poets? It looked up and saw that he was dead and being lowered into the ground. His family, it couldn't utter a single sound, and his family and friends were standing around with their head hanging down, crying and carrying on because their beautiful son was gone. No, no, I'm not dead, his man said. Don't marry me because I did nothing. And then he suddenly realized, O.D. That was the great fear when I was a kid, was I would ever be a drug addict. And look what happened. I didn't become a junkie, but I certainly did become a meth head. Home is where home, that's a good line right there. Home is where the hatred is. Okay. And it may not be such a bad idea if I never went home again. Thanks for that line. Okay, that's in the same song. Esther Phillips. Okay, who did Esther Phillips? Was that the same song? I can't remember what James Brown was King Heroin. I'm sure there's all kind of songs since then, you know. Get into it. Never heard that song. Hug your channel. Yeah, nerd. Hug the channel. Okay. And okay. So what else is going on, people? I know y'all walking around them YouTube streets gingerly. You don't want to piss the people off, you know. I don't know. Hey, boo. You guys know any more dope songs? Y'all see that Nina Simone? That's pretty interesting. Nina Simone on Netflix. Her biography's on there. It's been on there a long time. But there's a lot of tragedy in her home as well. I think she was bipolar, or she had some kind of mental illness. Fascinating story, though. Nina Simone. I don't remember she was way before her time, but her music still carried on. Oh, Baltimore, ain't it hard just to live? Shout out Baltimore. Old dope movies. Which one? I'm your mama. I'm your daddy. I'm that nigga in the alley. I'm your doctor when you need. Want some coke? Have some weed. You know me. I'm your friend. Your main boy, thick and thin. I'm your pusher man. All the black movies back in them days was about drug addicts, drug dealers. It made the criminals the heroes, but the criminals in almost every movie, they always fail, right? So they would show the whole story of Goldie, in the Mac, but at the end, we know Goldie was either going to die or something horrible was going to happen to him, right? But the black movies that they would make then in that period were exploitation movies. But a lot of it was just true. They were just focusing on street life. I played the street life, and there's nowhere you can go. Street life for a nickel. You let the people see just who you want to be. And every sign is something, just like a superstar. I played the street life. It's coming back. But you better not get old. Street life. Are you gonna feel the cold? Be quiet, boy. Olivia, give us a line from Olivia. I do remember that name, but I don't remember. Funky Doolitz. Street life. Yeah, it was Street Life. First heard Street Life in Jackie Brown. Okay. So some of these songs were from tracks, from soundtracks. Freddy's dead. That's what I said. And his hope was a rope that you should have known. Let me see. Okay. We can deal with rockets and dreams, But reality seems, what does it mean? And nothing said because Freddie is dead. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Superfly was nothing. I mean, back then it was a huge movie, right? All the youngsters want to play like they were pimps and drug dealers and all this stuff. But when you look at it now, 40 years later, you say, ooh, where's the script? Not only that movie, all those exploitation movies, they all seem kind of silly now. John Shaft. I remember Shaft. Who is the man that will risk his neck for brother man? Shaft. Can you dig it? That cat Shaft's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. But I'm talking about Shaft, and he can dig it. He's a complicated man, but nobody sass him but his woman. John Shaft. Cleopatra Jones. What was that lady's name? Cleopatra Jones. Tamala, was something like Tamala something. I think it's Tamala Dotson. Shut your mouth. But I'm talking about Shaft, and he can dig it. I love that. But when I first came out, we weren't seeing too many black movies. That's one of the first ones. Long leather coats, masky coats. Randy Crawford, Blaxploitation. Blaxploitation. Yep, there's still a life going on in the streets. Streets ain't changed that much. The streets have not changed that much. If you're either in it or you're out of it. Fortunately, most of us are out of it now. I mean, we don't have to. That's not the only way you can make a living is being in the streets. But at that time, you know, they were still portraying black people as shining shoes. You know, shoe shine boy, you a star. Don't you know you a star? Everybody had Cadillacs. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with the gangster white walls. TV antenna in the back. You may not drive a car at all, but remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful for what you got. 5 on the black hand side. Was that a movie? I remember that. Wait, give me 5 on the black hand side. I don't remember that movie though. I do remember the name. Walking in the Rhythm. Sang it. That was a mark of success though, wasn't it? To have a Cadillac. The Italians felt that way. And I also went up when you watch old like Cadillac records, talk about some of those movies. The big thing was to have a Cadillac. That was the ambition. Because black people, we couldn't live anywhere, you know. So even when you start making money, you're still stuck in certain neighborhoods. But everybody can afford a good car. So you can get a Cadillac. That was the mark of success. Or Lincoln. Lincoln was nice too. So even people who are living down in the ghetto, they would have these flashy, shiny cars, you know. That's something you can just go down there and put some money down and acquire. Mm-hmm. Hey, Nicole. Thanks for promoting, honey. I appreciate it. Okay, or pimping. Okay, or pimping. It was a movie based on a play. Okay, or pimping. That was the name of the play. Who else? There was Willie Dynamite. I remember him. Willie. Have you ever owned a Cadillac, Uncle Tim? Nope, no Cadillac. I never owned it. When I left high school, that was the nicest car I ever had. I was 19 years old. I had a 73 Mach 1. That's what I drove to California with. 73 Mach 1, and it was only 3 years old. So I was 19 years, I had a 3-year-old car. And I had a little Triumph for a little bit. But after I got to California, it wasn't about cars no more. And LA is a car town. But I just didn't value it, things like that anymore. Plus, after that, I got involved in dope and all that kind of stuff. I ain't thinking about no car. My last car, when I started getting high on meth, I had just put $1,100 in the electrical system, right? This car was like a classic car because people would leave notes on my car saying, oh, would you want to sell this car? I'll give you such and such. And I always said, no, I want my car. But then I relapsed and found crystal. And something went wrong with the car, some simple thing with the battery or something like that. And I left that damn car, which I gotten it cheap, but I had just put $1,100 into it. And I called my sponsor, AA sponsor at the time. I said, you know anybody want a car? The keys are under the seat. And that's the last time I had a vehicle. The keys are under the seat, honey. All I wanted was dope. Having a caddy. You remember how they used to customize them? Like I said, some of this stuff you look back on it, it looks so stupid. They used to have the leopard skin cover the back, not just in movies, in neighborhoods. They would cover the back windows with this padded stuff, leopard skin. Inside would be, leopard or lizard or some kind of stuff. Painted purple, put a big old thing in the front of it. They even had the big old fronts for Volkswagens. Leaning on the side. What was my pimp mobile? I did buy a Lincoln one time, but I never did get a thing running. Lincoln Continental. Something I bought for $100 or something like that. And took it to my mama's house. She probably said, get that shit out of my driveway. So mama had it towed away because I didn't have no money to get it fixed. Curve feelers. Yep, it was a thing to have you a vehicle. I imagine it's still a thing for having nice cars in certain neighborhoods. It's not a big deal in San Francisco, but even in LA, people had they put their money in their cars. A lot of the Latin people here have these lowriders. They put a lot into these cars. So DJ's Revenge. No, I don't remember DJ's Revenge. Who was the next? What did DJ stand for? Yeah, Shaft and Son of Shaft. Remember Son of Shaft? You remember Blackula? Was Blackula cool? I think my favorite one of those movies was the Mac, though. I think the Mac was the best. Goldie. I got these hoes hypnotized. He said, Goldie. He had a machine. And all of the hookers, all there give homage to the king kind of thing. No reference. I'm just saying that was Goldie's thing, honey. But we always knew from the beginning. Oh, Goldie did have a good track there. Oh, remember that girl who came in there? The girl was a prostitute, and she came into the club. There was a pimp named Pretty Tony, right? He was the competition for Goldie. Goldie was starting to take over the tracks with these girls, right? So they always gave him a nemesis. So his nemesis was Pretty Tony. And then the girl who was working with Pretty Tony came into the bar. And then she went over and chose Goldie in Pretty Tony's face. This was set it off for them. And the song came on. Whoa, I choose you, babe. Whoa. Yes, indeed. They was fighting after that. I think that was Willie Hutch. Max Julian. Yep, that was Max Julian. Did all those guys ever work? There wasn't a whole lot of work for them. They just did the exploitation movies. Very few of them actually made it the crossover to, making regular stuff. Uh-huh. Whoa. Mm-hmm. What was the car wash? What was Daddy Rich's name? Daddy Rich had a song. What's it called? Boom, toot, a rack attack, boom. I make a pound of a poop, ping, poop. You got to believe in something. Why not believe in me? 5 on the black hand side. That's coming back, baby. Crystal. 5 on the black hand. I don't remember who started it, though. I don't remember the movie. All right, folks. If nothing else is going on, be kind to each other. I got to get out of here. It's hot. It's so beautiful. That's what makes it so bad about this damn coronavirus thing, because the weather is so nice. You would like to be out there in it. But we ain't doing that. People who I'm gonna get you, sucker. That was a funny movie. I'm gonna get you, sucker. That was a funny movie. There's not too many movies that make me laugh out loud. But when that lady started taking stuff off, remember she picked you up in a bar. The guy came from service. At first she took off her wig. No, first she took off her eyelashes. Then she took off her wig. And then she started taking off body parts. She started off her leg. That was what do you call that? When they're making fun of the old gangster movies. And remember they had a Huggy Bear getting out of prison, and Huggy Bear still had the clothes on that he went on when he got arrested, with goldfish in his heels and all that. And the little black kids were playing outside of the jail. And when they saw him, he said, "Oh, look at him! Oh, he a fool!" And then he started running, and the little monsters start chasing after him. Lord have mercy, that was a funny movie. That one will still make you laugh. The Jerk. Did I ever see The Jerk? I remember The Jerk was raised by a black family. That's all I remember about it. Get Christy Love. That was the television show. She had that one, Get Christy Love, and then I'm gonna get you, sucker. You under arrest, sugar. They always gave black people all this sassy little language, you know. At the same time, they had a guy named Tenafly, I believe his name was. He became a pretty famous actor. Tenafly was a black detective. Of course, it was a big thing then to have. It was a little bit after. I mean, Julia was the first. Julia, and then Bill Cosby was in whatever. Him and the other detective guy. Mm-hmm. Yes, we women do the choosing, baby. But why y'all choosing to get the money? I mean, not you ladies, but the ladies in the movie. Why are they choosing to give some motherfucker their money? I don't understand. I never did understand that part. And then they would have 20 of them. How you have 20 people all giving you their money? That was the pimp game. Thank God that's not big. I imagine some places in the South, they still do all that stuff. But they pretty much, prostitution has been around forever. So there's some form of that still around. But we ain't making movies about it no more. Piece of the action. On my wheel. You don't have to be for me. No superstar. I love you just the way you are. So won't you make yours a happy, happy home? What is that from? Claudine? Make yours a happy home. All on my wheel. I Spy, right. I Spy. Julia, then I Spy, I believe. And what was the other ones? I don't remember. Shortly after that, maybe 10 years after that, then they started with all the Jeffersons and things like that. Good Times. Back then, we were all watching the same stuff, right? So everybody knew all about. Those people were much more famous in those days. I mean, people who got on Good Times, all black people who knew who the cast were, because there wasn't as much around. But now, I mean, there's 1,000 channels. So it's just like with books, people are just not as famous as they used to be, I don't think. Because then everybody was watching the same stuff. You had a sitcom. I mean, you were rolling. But now, they got 40 sitcoms rolling somewhere. The Last Dance? Nope. I know a song called Last Dance. This is the song they played at all gay bars It's about 1980, right? Last dance, last chance for love. Yes, it's my last chance for romance tonight. I need you by me. That was the last song they played every single night in the gay discos. Probably in other discos as well. But that's when the lights start coming up and everybody start looking around. They ain't met nobody all night. It's now or never. Yep. And she had other songs. What was her name? Donna Summers. MacArthur's Park is melting in the rain. I don't think that I can take it because it took too long to make it, and I'll never have that recipe again. She was real popular at the time, Donna Summers. Donna Summers. She become a Jehovah's Witness or something? Good Times, All in the Family, all the sitcoms. You even had to have a detective show or a sitcom. That was it. Barnaby Jones. Boop, boop. Beep, beep. Bad girls. Talking about the sad girl. Yeah, you and I, we're both the same. Yeah, something like that. Your mama don't like it when she finds out. Girls, it's all that night. Coffee. Yep, Coffee was another one of them Sly Sisters with a starring role. You guys missed or want to see some of that stuff, a lot of them are on Netflix. A lot of those exploitation movies. I know I watch Superfly on there. It ain't the same though, when they're old. Vanity became a Jehovah's Witness as well. Yeah. Well, it'll last a lot longer than a musical career. Claudine. That was my girl. I loved Claudine, honey. The welfare. So keep away from us. They just keep on saying, I'm a lazy woman. Don't love my children. I must divorce him, cut all ties with him. It's a sad sacrifice. Not being able to love a man, but society gave us no choice but to silence my voice if I want to be on the welfare. I'm so tired. I'm trying to prove my equal rights. So I made some mistakes, for goodness sakes. Why should that help mess up my life? Ooh. So keep away from him. I thought it was nice. That was Diane Carroll. And Diane Carroll had never played a role like that where she was a welfare mother. But that was a story for a whole lot of people. And that story was finally being told. She had fell in love with a garbage man named James Earl Jones. James Earl Jones was a garbage man, but she had all these children. And the welfare wouldn't allow her to have no man. Right? So when the welfare people would come around, they had to hire they couldn't even have a blender. It ain't always cracked up to people. Okay, let me see. Couch since girl, I ain't hardly even sat on that couch. The living room is for company, right? But we've been on since I got the couch. We've been on lockdown, and I just don't sit in the living room. I keep telling myself, you know what? You should put a television in the living room, and then when you'll sit in there. But that's just not the way I was raised, and I just don't see it that way. Usually, I use the living room for. I make videos in there. I make uploads there. And if I have company, I sit on the couch in the living room, But I do my thing mostly right here in this little box in my bedroom. I'm gonna do some redecorating in a minute here in this room since I'm on here so much. I'm gonna do some decorating in this corner and in that corner. I got some things online. One is Apollo. You think Apollo? I have a lot of statues and things around here, but Apollo was one of those great big ones. What do you call that? Neoclassical style things. Anyway, I got a great big one. I'm gonna put over here, I think. Yeah. Sometimes I don't like buying stuff because that means I got to get rid of something that I was already comfortable with. But mix things up every once in a while. I think I just came on a boring day. You are enjoying your couch. I enjoyed having it there, but when I can have some company, then I'll use it. Where she said that at? I'll waste so much time. Well, I almost never buy new stuff, but lately I've been buying some stuff off of Wayfair just because it's convenient. Like I got a chandelier from there, a couch from there, and something else I got from there. A couple of art pieces I got from there. But this new thing is going to be from Wayfair. You'll see it. It's nice. I might get rid of some of this stuff over here for these magazines I never look at anymore. This is only about a fourth of the Architectural Digest I have, right? So a lot of my storage space is used up with magazines. I might get rid of all of them. I mean, my bed has got like a platform, so it has drawers in it. The whole idea was, since I didn't have enough room to have a dresser, I got this bed with this platform in it, right? But all I put in it since I got it are these damn Architectural Digests. And I haven't went back in there since I bought the bed. We're gonna deal with this boredom, people. Something's got to come out of it, right? The video wants you to finish the makeover. You guys will see it. Yeah, I'll move a few things around. The bedroom is primarily your bed and the television set, though, right? So, but yeah, that's how we were raised, though. We were always raised. We'd all lived separate. My mother, my two sisters. My mother, she always lived in her bedroom. She was always in her bedroom. She gave the orders for her bedroom door. I stayed in my room. We all lived separate rooms. So, and when I became adult, that was no big deal to me. If you have a bedroom, that's where you primarily live. So a lot of these people are bragging about these big old houses and stuff. They live there by themselves. Primarily, a single person lives in I think, in their master bedroom, in their kitchen. Right? I mean, I don't even eat in my dining table unless someone's here. And my annual Thanksgiving dinner, I eat on a TV tray in here. Deep cleaning. Praise God. I always said that if I ever got hold of any money, first thing I would do is hire me a house cleaner for dusting, and particularly vacuuming. I hate vacuuming. Fortunately, this new dog does not shed. My other dog, I had to vacuum like at least once a week because the whole carpet would just be packed with dog hair. These dogs here, lots of options, they don't shed at all. So praise God for that. You were in San Francisco last weekend and picked up food from a restaurant called Hard Knocks down by the water, down by the pier, blind spot. I know they got no. Not the Hard Rock Cafe. It's called the Hard Knocks. Yes, it's a soul food restaurant. They have good neck bones in there. Which one were you at, blind spot? There's one out there on south of Market. And then there's another one way over there in the opposite end of San Francisco, over there by the park, by Golden Gate Park. Yeah, I eat there sometimes. It's good. Sometimes there's a long line at the one over there in the south of Market, though. Did you like the Hard Knocks? Now, you would think that there would be a lot of soul food restaurants in San Francisco, right? Black people have been in San Francisco a long time, but most of them left. And so now, I think they have 2 neighborhoods that you could consider African-American communities. And they are trying to gentrify those. Now, they already gentrified the Fillmore, which used to be a huge black neighborhood. Now it's just a few projects that will have black people in it. And then these people who gentrified it came in with all this money. I mean, a lot of the people, they got rich because they offered them an astronomical amount of money for their old Victorians, right? But there's not that much soul food going on in San Francisco. I ate collard greens and fried catfish. I hope you had a good trip, honey. Thank you, Nicole. Chess Holmes plays bass. Chess Holmes bass player in the building. Chess Holmes? Who is Chess Holmes? Player in the building. I don't know Chess Holmes. Okay, Chess Holmes is so hurtful to hear people. If I come across any money when I teach people to be rich every day. Okay. I'm sorry, Chess Holmes. Okay, Chess Holmes. Let me see what you say now. Chess Holmes, apparently you have some celebrity there. They know who you are. Nicole knows who you are. She says, it's so heartfelt to hear people say, if I come across any money. Well, I don't got none, Chess. When I teach people to be rich every day, just look at my channel and you'll truly see who I am. Okay. So we're going to tell people, I guess Chess Holmes is in money management. You people still want to check out Chess Holmes' page? So what's his thing, Nicole? Blind. Well, you should just click on right now and then go over there. But now you gotta go put it in your search engine. Yes, she is. She's a precious the moderator. My legal name is Hudson on Base. What's your page name? Chess Holmes. What's the name of your page? I guess he's primarily talking to Nicole, but we should all, I mean, he has a good thing going. Hello, Terrell Davis. My number one from Denver. Okay, I've been through Denver. I got stuck there once. It's a beautiful city. Well, Terrell, praise God we didn't have to do that this week. And no reading this week. No, I'm a professional bassist. Okay, so he's a musician. I was with the Temptations when I was in college, and my career is soared from there. Okay, so you're a musician and also a financial advisor? Well, we got to go over there and see. We're going to investigate. Brother, so Chess Holmes must be your page name as well, because I see it's in your thumbnail. With the Temptations, so you really was Big Daddy. Okay. Hudson on bass. It must be nice to have memories of being on the road and being a successful musician. We were young, that's what we all wanted to do, right? We hear the applause. All right, beautiful people. We're going to sign off. Thanks for coming in today. I apologize to you people who are song sensitive, where the you like actual singers to sing. In other words, to shut the hell up. We apologize. Have a good Saturday. Stay safe. Tell us about being stuck in Denver. Well, when I was 19, I drove my car. I had a 73 Mustang Mach 1. I drove it to Las Vegas. I was supposed to be going to Los Angeles. I ran out of money in Las Vegas. And then my mama told me that she had co-signed for the car. I had to bring it back, right? So I started to take the car back. I was going to just come back on a bus or something. And when I got around Grand Junction, Colorado, the drive shaft fell out of the car, right? I'm glad I didn't have an accident, because it just fell out on the middle of the freeway. So the car was stuck there in Grand Junction, Colorado. I was 19 and never been away from home. So I just started thumbing, right? All I knew to do. And I'd already borrowed money from my family. So I was embarrassed that because I had just done it 2 weeks before that. And so there was this white guy who had just got out of jail there in Grand Junction. And I guess he was they would consider him a street person. They had given him a bus ticket to get out of town, right? So he heard my side story. We were both thumbing on the freeway. He heard my sob story. And as I said, I was a kid. And he gave me a bus ticket. Was it to Denver? Yeah, a bus ticket. And I took it to Denver. I forget how I went exactly. Anyway, I know I was stuck there in Denver until I got Western Union money. So anyway, I was stuck there in Denver and at the Greyhound bus station for I think 2 days before I could use that ticket. Something like that. Anyway, Denver was cute. I haven't done a lot of traveling since I've only been in LA here and a little bit in New York City. But I remember Grand Junction and I remember Denver. Okay, I'm going to check you out, Brother Holmes. All right, guys. Later.